Welcome back to the SimZone, everyone, and we are here for round 3 of the PC GT3 Championship here on Assetto Corsa Competizione, and we are at the Misano circuit here in Italy. And currently the weather, as Zikrai asked in the comments, is overcast, and we do have a chance of rain, which we saw. Well, the viewers, you wouldn't have seen it, but drivers on track had some greasy conditions in the practice session, with it switching and alternating between rain and overcast. But we are very early into this qualifying session, still on 12 minutes left. Let's bring up the personal bests from these drivers. No one yet has set a lap time. I think the number 9 car of McGee may be the first one to set a valid lap. Let's see. There we go, crosses the line, puts a 1:35.2 in on a green track. So a decent time there from McGee. Next car across the line, we've got the number 25 car, if you can find where they are. That is David Koloksa. He's going to cross the line there, puts into P2, 134.9. So about 5/10 off then, or just under 5/10 off. And Cosford in P3 currently on a 35.1. The track's now gone to fast, so we'll see some more, some quicker times coming in. There we go, Ladke puts it onto provisional pole, 134.4. And you can see McGee down to P5 now that the track has gone fast. Alessandro there in P2 on a 134.5. But while we're watching these drivers in this qualifying session, let's bring up the standings coming into this round. So, Ladke leading the championship coming into round 3 on 106 points, with Klotzai just 1 point behind. And these standings, obviously, with the drop round taken into effect already. It's just how the standings work on SimGrid. But McGee there, 3rd on 99, Sidor in 4th on 94, tied with Alessandro there in P5 on 94 as well. Norbert Tamas in 6th on 90, also tied with Luciano Wittwood in 7th. Ivanov, after not the best round for him last time out at Watkins Glen, is in P8 on 88 points, with Cosford in P9 on 87, and rounding off the top 10 is Mohamed Ilfan in on 84 points. So those are your standings coming into this 3rd round, and no one seems to have taken that pole position of Fladky, but Alessandro is going to cross the line here. What's it going to be for him? No improvement. It was an invalid lap. Sidor is up on his time slightly, but let's see. The number 1 car is going to cross the line, and I believe that is Velez. They're putting it to P17. Now we've got the number 14 car as well, who's about to cross the line. Simon Turner coming through the final corner there. Oh, a bit of a mistake, I think. Could have used much more at the exit. Much more at the track on the exit. But yeah, doesn't improve that time around. We've got the number 88 car of Greg Barton in the Lamborghini. He's going to... Oh, a bit of a slide on the exit as well. And some drivers struggling with this fast track, but he's going to cross the line and puts it into P14, so a very good improvement there from Barton. Now Alaman here, oh, it looks like he's going to return the cars to the pits as well. Paul Cook in P16, not up on his time currently. He's in the final sector now, but I don't think he will be improving unless he can make it up in these final few corners. But let's go to man in P13. Rotundo is going to cross the line now. He is 3/10 up, and Wes is going to put him into P12. He goes. Good lap there, 135, but still no one able to take pole position off of Fladky in P1. 34-2, almost into the 33s. But look how close it is between Fladky and Sidor. Just 400 separating those two, and just under another 10th separating Ivanov in P3. So the top 7 or top 8 even, all very, very close at the moment. Actually, I'll say the top 10 because they're all within about a second of each other. McGee there in P11 hasn't been able to get into the 34s just yet. We've got the number 404 car coming round to finish a lap. That's Irfan, who, as we saw on the standings table, is 10th. Let's see. Doesn't want to be sitting P27 in his qualifying session. And no, I think that may have been an invalid lap there. That would have put him on a 35.9 if it was valid. And that would have been P15. But with time running out in this qualifying session, he needs to get a banker lap in at least. But we know how annoying these track limits can be at Misano. Although much more lenient than a lot of the other tracks. And the reason they've done that due to a lot of the drivers, when the old track limits were in place, pretty much ignoring them, because you kind of have to here at Misano. But then that was their reason to change the track limits, be a bit more lenient on, with them. But we've got a group of cars, the number 32, who I believe... Oh, that's in front off. Where's Carl Van Hoorn, number 13? Who is in P22 at the moment. Good to have him in. He was having some connection issues earlier on, so let's hope he's able to stay connected. Good to see Kenny in the comments. I believe that's 10 TFS Tekolita as well. Saying hi everyone. Kenny also saying Beetle Power. Showing his support for Jan and Car Van Hoorn. The next car across the line is going to be the number 77. Ben Mullard wasn't able to attend the first 2 rounds, but he's here for the third in the Audi this time. And let's see what it's going to be. He's improving by 10th, and just the 10th gains him 2 positions there. Up into P7 he goes. Just shows you how close the grid is, but Sidor puts it on provisional pole on 134.037. So close to the 33s. So that pushes Ladke down into P2. McGee into the final sector. He's 4/10ths up currently. This could put him into third. Let's see if he can find any more time. He's got 1 more corner to go. I think he may have lost a 10th or so, but he seems to have gained it in that final corner. And this is going to put him in P3 as he crosses the line. There we go. Very good lap there from McGee. I'm sure there's definitely more in it for him. Ivanov puts it on pole, provisional pole there. Look how close, 5 thousandths separating Ivanov and Sidor. So close at the top here in this qualifying session. That wasn't meant to happen. Here we go. We'll get the personal best back up. But yeah, looks like Kladke's on for an improvement as he comes through the final corner. He's 2/10ths up. This is going to put him back on pole position and into the 33s he goes. 33.8 there from Kladke. What a stonker of a lap. And let's go on board with him. And let's see how he takes this lap here at Misano. Let's see if we can get an onboard. No, we don't have an onboard here, unfortunately. Oh, he's lost it there. And returns the car to the pits. Ivanov coming through the final corner. He's on an invalid lap, but slower anyways. But he's got another chance after this. So he's got 1 more lap after this one. You can see using all of the track available, and he is already a 10th up there. So definitely more time to find for Ivanov. Sidor was also about a 10th up, but he's still got another sector or so to go. Ben Mullard then in P6 is 4/10ths up here. Comes up towards the final corner. Has he found any more time? This is going to jump him up a few positions. Oh, he's lost some time there through the final corner, and he goes into P2 for Mullard. Sidor now, I believe he's just started a lap. He seems to have some traffic here. Oh, he's not going to be happy with that at all. That I think that was Barton who had invalidated his lap. But Sidor then is not going to have a chance to improve on this lap. He's going to be carrying a bit of damage as well. But this is his last attempt to improve. Ivanov is a 10th up here. Coming up towards the final corner now. Can he get P2 off of Mullard here? Looks like he is going to. And Ivanov there puts it back into P2. Also into the 33s. Now Paul Cook in the number 40 BMW here. He's invalidated his lap, so no improvement for Paul. Ladke's into the pit. So that's his qualifying session done. And the top two, Ivanov and Hladky, within a tenth of a second of each other. We've got the number 77 car about to cross the line. That is Mullard, who that time around was about a second slower. But he's a tenth up. And this will be his last chance to improve. Track is still fast. So no improvements to the grip. But Sidor is going to cross the line. He was a 10th up. Has he improved? He has, and he gets into P3 there, just about. Ben Mullard is a 10th down, but he's still got over half the lap to go. A bit squirrely on the exit for Mullard. That's lost him some time. And Corsa coming through the final corner. Oh, a bit of a slide on entry. He's 5/10 up though in the Bentley. Where's this going to put him? And he crosses the line. There we go. Puts it into P10, and it doesn't look like Mullard's going to improve. So here we have it. Hladky on pole. Sorry, Ivanov in P2, and Sidor in P3. We'll be back very, very shortly for the race, so make sure to stay tuned. Right, we're back on the formation lap here at Misano, and as we saw in qualifying, Hooschii and Ivanov separated just by under a tenth of a second. I believe it was 900ths they were separated by. The Sidor just a tenth back. Mullard wasn't able to improve and sits on the second row in P4. McGee in P5, Bodenberger in P6, Kaloxai in P7, Tamas in P8, Korsford in P9, and Corsell rounding off the top 10 here for this race start. But Hooschii obviously starting on pole. He's got a good chance to extend his championship lead here. But I know Ivanov behind is definitely not going to let him get away easily with this one. Neither is Sidor. All these three, as seen in the last few rounds, have been at the top consistently, barring, I think, last round for Ivanov. Obviously had a bit of an incident, but if they can keep their nose clean, they'll be wheel to wheel for the majority of the race, I believe. And now they've got Mullard in the mix, who is also very, very quick. Obviously missed the first two rounds, but he's with us now for round 3. The drivers will now be lining up side by side, getting ready for the race start. Who's going to get the jump into turn 1? Obviously, Hooschie's going to have the inside. Ivanov's going to be on the outside, but can he hold the inside for turn 2? It's quite a combination of corners in this first sector. But let's see, we're going to be green any moment now. And Hooschie, there we go, moves forward. Seems to be a bit far back, but we are green now. And oh, there's been a drive through there for Curtin and Barth off the start. That would be due to position or speeding. And Hooschie holds on to P1. That's Sidor trying it around the outside there, but he's had to slot back in. Mullard, there is McGee down the inside of Mullard. So a very good start from McGee, and he's going to have that position. Up into P4 he goes. A very good start there from McGee. Mullard down into P5. Tamas there on the tail end of these guys in P6. Bodenberger in P7. The Porsches looking quite strong here. You can see that's Corsell looking for a move up the inside of Wittvoet. Or was he defending? I think he was defending with a switchback. He's going to be on the outside here. And the Bentley very, very late on the brakes. The Honda having a look up the inside, almost making contact there. And Wittvoet had to leave the space. But he's going to have the slipstream here of the Bentley just up ahead. So he should be able to hold on. And I think the Honda's going to have to slot back in. Yes, he does, but he's so close to the back of that Audi. They're on the brakes at the same time, and Wittvoet's going to hold on here to P11. The pack still bunched up, and the mistake from Corsell sends him wide, and Wittvoet's going to have the outside. He still can't get that move done. You can see that the Bentley just monstering those sleeping policemen on the inside there. But Corsell doing a good job of holding on. Barton in for his drive through, but back to the race lead. And Hooschie's already opened up a second to Ivanov in P2, who's I think having to defend from Sidor. But if I were these two, I'd be working together to try and stay with Hooschie here, because if he opens up a gap big enough, I don't think they'll see him again this race. Looking in the background, Mullard now had some good pace in qualifying, but I think he's struggling in the start of this race. He's got Tamas now all over the back of him. Now Tamas last race had a bit of an incident. We saw going 3 wide into the bus stop chicane at Watkins Glen, and didn't end well for a couple drivers. But he seems to be much more patient this time around, which is what you need to do to climb up those positions. You can see in the background that is Hooschii now, with Cosford right at the back of him. Now Cosford down the inside, I think he's going to have this position quite easily here. Hooschii not looking to defend too much. I know both these drivers are from Ballas Esports. So Hooschii loses some time though to Bodenberger behind in P9. We've got battles all over the field here. Let's look further down. Vidvoet is very, very close here to Alessandro, who has got past, but a bit of a dummy down the inside. It didn't seem to work, but he needs to keep trying here, does Vidvoet, if he wants to get past. Rotundo behind, not close enough, so Vidvoet doesn't really have the pressure of anyone behind him, and I'm sure he's going to want to get past the Honda of Alessandro as soon as possible. But look at this, back to the battle for the lead. Hooschii loses some time now to Ivanov in P2. Ivanov's now gapped Sidor as well. And I did tell you, these top 4, top 5 even, are definitely not going to have it easy. It's going to be a great race for all these drivers. But a shame for Tom Curtin and Greg Barth with their drive-through penalties at the start. They're towards the back of the grid now, right at the back in fact. And they're going to have to make their way up the field. And looking in the background, that seems to be Tamas still on Mullard as we come up towards turn 1. You can see how much time they're losing then to McGee in P4. Ivanov now with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:34.5, a tenth quicker than Hladky in P1. We'll definitely keep an eye out for this battle for the lead. We've just got the battle between Hladky and Ivanov, top 2, even Sidor, in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Spaced out slightly, have they now? I know we've got quite a few comments on the stream. Let's quickly have a read of them. Lee Piroth saying good luck everyone. Simo Mello saying hi everyone, good luck as well. Deedee in the comments, good to see Deedee. Phil, also known as the Devil's Son, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure to like the stream and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But back to the racing then. Hladky and Ivanov separated by about a second, same between Ivanov and Sidor, but still watching this battle. You can see in the background that's Cosford into P7. Good position there for Cosford, now defending against Hooschii. Don't really think they'll be battling too much, but more trying to work together to close the gap to Tamas in front, to the Bodenberger's right on the back of them. And we'll see if he's caught on to what these two are trying to do. And that is Hooschii upper position, so it doesn't seem like they are trying to work together, and that's allowed Bodenberger to gain a position here. And he's going to have to leave the space on the inside there. Cosford's got a nose up the inside, but no, he's had to slot back in. And look who's behind them, Alessandro and Vidvoet, all catching up to this battle, and Corsa as well in the Bentley just behind. So with these three in front battling, they're going to have to be careful because the pack behind them is really closing in. Let's look further down the field here. We've got battles all over the place still. Looks like that's Aleman upper position there, overtaking Patrick Velez. So he goes up into P21, and looks like Velez might be in a position to lose P22. You can see there Valander in P23, just behind in the ART BMW. But we've seen the start of this race was very sunny, and it's quickly become quite overcast here. So it's going to be a change in the track temp and ambient temp. I'm sure a lot of these drivers are going to change their tyres in the pit stops, so they're going to have to account for the temperature drop. You see we are fully overcast now, indicated by the weather that you can have a look at in the top right hand corner of your screen, but still fast track, and I'm sure it will become optimum once we get further on into this race. Now the top two, Ivanov and Hladky, have gapped Sidor. You see Sidor here 2.1 seconds behind. McGee is catching up though. Not that last lap, but we don't know about this lap. We'll see once they cross the line. The gap between McGee and Sidor, 2.1 seconds. Tamas and Mullard still battling it out here. Mullard's opened a slight gap. He's going to have a bit of breathing room, but I'm sure this isn't going to be easy for Mullard whatsoever. Now looking further down, we'll go back to this battle even between I think it's P7 to P10. So we've got a 4-car battle here. Let's go on board with Bodenberger. He's got Koloksai up ahead of him. And Cosford's now dropping down to P10, so the Honda of Alessandro up into P9. And the Porsche's just going to be trying to keep within that slipstream, although this is not the longest straight. Oh, a bit deep on the brakes there for the BMW of Koloksai, but it looks like Bodenberger was quite early on the brakes, although he has caught up, and now this is where he's really going to need the slipstream. It's probably the longest part of the circuit where you're completely flat out. And with the Honda behind, I'm sure he's going to be closing in. Let's have a look. Look at the closing speed here from the Honda. He's going to have a lift. See, they're just braking a bit earlier. Koloksai maybe feeling the pressure from Bodenberger behind. He's making a few mistakes here and there. The pit window, as we know, opens in 8 minutes. And a very good exit there from Bodenberger out the final corner. He's going to have his chances up the inside into turn 1. No, looks at around the outside. And he's had a look there. I think Koloksai wasn't actually expecting that. He had to give him the room, but he's held on very nicely. And a big slide there from Bodenberger. The traction control is going to kick in. There we go. Has to slot back in. And what a battle we've got going on here for P7. This is definitely one to watch. And just an update on the leaders. So Hladky leading the race still, but Ivanov has not dropped off one bit. And here we go, side by side between Bodenberger and Koloksai. Looks like Koloksai's held onto that position once more, but it's really forming a train now with this pack battling with each other, and that is I think that's Cosford and Alessandro side by side. Can Cosford hold it around the outside? It's going to be very difficult. It's not going to give up though, and the Honda's going to have the inside for this right hand, almost rubbing doors there. But look at this, Alessandro's got two Ballast Esports drivers right behind him. It's definitely not what you want to be seeing in your rear view mirror. I'm sure that's going to be extremely intimidating. But they're up into P10. Maybe got a better exit. They're just trying to slingshot each other to try and catch up. These two last time around were pretty much on track together at Watkins Glen, and they're on track once again. P10 and P11, so very matched in terms of pace. But looks like McGee here has made a mistake somewhere. Look, he's now facing pressure from Mullard and Tamas. I think we're going to have to go on board here with Tamas to get a good view of this battle. Tamas has been very, very patient so far, and it's definitely going to pay off for him. He's been sticking with Mullard, and he's going to have a good opportunity for an undercut as well when we do get to the pit window. Definitely has the pace here. That last lap from Tamas, 134.9, and Ben Mullard ahead at 135.3. So Tamas lapping the same pace as Ivanov and Sidor in P2 and P3. See here, the drivers struggling for grip slightly, especially into the first few corners. Saw Mullard with a bit of a wiggle, wasn't much, but he held it together. And taking a later apex there, I'm not sure if it helped. Maybe turning a bit too late, because Tamas has got a very nice run, but it's not going to be close enough to send it down the inside, or is it? He has a look, and oh, very late on the brakes there for Mullard, and Tamas is going to try his chances here. But Mullard is going to have the inside for the next corner, unless Tamas can do it around the outside here. No, I don't think so. Unless I may have spoken too soon. No, he's very late in the brakes, was Tamas. And Mullard's going to hold on, but look at how much time they've lost to McGee. Just up ahead, a whole second that they've lost to him. They're going to need to catch up as soon as possible. So let's have another look further down the field. We've got a battle for P16 between Hooschii and Irfan here. And Hooschii slightly wide. Irfan's going to have a look down the inside, backed out of that very sensibly. And Hooschii holds on, but the amount of pressure he's feeling from Irfan behind's not going to be nice at all. And that seems to be Jan Barth in P18. Had to rush home to be in time for this race, but he's got Viken behind him and Alaman in P20 as well. They're definitely catching up these two. It's pretty much another 5-car battle we've got going on for P16. And is Irfan going to have a look down the inside? No, he's not. Jan there, bit late on the brakes. He hasn't lost much time with these two battling. Oh, those saw Hooschii just jumping over the sleeping policeman ever so slightly. And I think that's going to be a corner that catches out a lot of the drivers, but luckily it's not wet, and in front very late in the brakes. Jan Barth is going to have that position done, capitalises on that perfectly, and up in position he goes into P17. You can see how much time the Porsche's losing here on the straights. We'll go back trackside and look behind. Jan's not really being pressured too much by Irfan here, but Irfan now has Alman very close behind him. Viken in P20. Sterner there just in P21 on his own at the moment. So not too much going on for Sterner. But we're on board now with Ben Millard in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And he has lost some time to McGee in front. And Barth, after getting past everyone, oh, he's made a mistake there, bouncing over the curbs, and you can see in the background there's Luke Viken. That's the corner I mentioned before, where we'd see some mistakes, and a bit of airtime there for that blue McLaren of Viken. Let's hope he hasn't sustained any damage. Alman with a slight wobble on the exit there. He's held it together. And it looks like we've had a retirement from Simon Turner there. Deedee in the comments saying, nice move, let's keep the comments going. Let us know what you think of the race, and who you think is going to finish in the top 3, of course. Give us your insights. But Irfan very, very close there on Osh. He's caught back up amazingly, and they're looking to gain that position on Osh after his mistake. Bring these two battles up side by side here so you can see. Now is Irfan going to try the inside? He's not. Osh went slightly defensive earlier on down the straight. But this pack's still inseparable. And Barth in P18. Look how close Ben Millard's getting there to the back of that BMW of McGee. Luke Viken dropping off this pack now after that mistake he made. I believe it was the lap before. Viken really struggling now. That's Irfan into the pits. I believe one of the first to pit as the pit window does open. The track is still fast and it's still 31 degrees as well. We'll go back to the main camera here. Valander and Belez in another battle down for P21. I believe we saw these two towards the beginning of the race, not too far apart from each other, and there's still about a second. There's still about a second gap between these two. At last lap, Valander 0.2 quicker though, so he's gaining ever so slightly. Just needs to keep it consistent. I think that's the main thing that separates the top two really as we go back to them. Hadkey that last lap of 134.7, and actually Ivanov closing in now at 134.6 that time round, but the previous lap they were actually matching lap times, so you can see how well matched these two are in terms of pace, and they're going to have to get past there one of the Audis. Not exactly sure who that is. I think it may be Clayton. Yes, it is. And it's letting him pass without any trouble. He's got some damage on the front of that car, front of that Audi. but he's yet to serve his pit stop if I'm not mistaken. And Sidor in the background, now pretty much lapping on his own. He's not too far off of Ivanov or Hladky, and definitely one mistake from either of those two can drop them down behind Sidor. And actually he's gaining ever so slightly. He was quicker than both Ivanov and Hladky that last lap. So let's have a quick look at the sector times. You can see there, sector 2 is where Sidor is gaining the time. He's losing a fair amount in sector 3 and sector, not so much in sector 1, but sector 3. Actually, sorry, he's quicker in sector 1 as well. But yeah, sector 3 is where he's losing most of that time. There we go, Sidor trying to get past Harry there into turn 1. And that last lap as well, Sidor loses some time now, 0.2 slower. But Ivanov now closing in that gap to Hladky. Are the tyres going off on the Audi up in front? Do not know at this moment in time, but we can only judge, we can only guess. And I think Hladky's tyres may be going off ever so slightly. You can see the gap's now under a second between these two. But further down the field, we've still got battles going on. Hooschii and Barth just separated by a few tenths. And Viken into the pits for his mandatory stop. Kenny saying Jan and Carl doing well. Yes, they are. Carl Van Hoorn just a couple of positions ahead in P15. And he's actually also in another battle, is Carl Van Hoorn. We'll bring that up in a moment. Jan Barth looking good here to gain a position on Hooschii. These two have been battling earlier on a few laps ago. Hooschii was much quicker, I think, but he seems to be dropping off the pace now that we're approaching the halfway mark. And oh, looks like there's been contact between Paul Cook and Carl Van Hoorn there, and they've now lost positions to Hooschii and Barth. So not sure what happened there. We'll see if you can bring up a replay in a moment. What a shame for those two. And they're now down, Van Hoorn down into P14. I think Cook, yeah, they're down into P16. Rotundo now into the pits. Let's go back to the race leaders very quickly. Look how close they are now. Bit of understeer seems like for Ivanov. But nevertheless, he is closing the gap to Hladky. Let's stay on board with these two just for a bit. Just see if we can bring up the replay here between Van Hoorn, between the incident between Van Hoorn and Cook. looks like Hooschii has put his foot down a bit more now that Ivanov's been closing in. Honestly, these two are so close to each other, so similar in pace. And it's not much in it. I think it just comes down to consistency that separates one from another. And the pit stops are going to be a huge factor as well. Who's going to get the better pit stop? And obviously stopping in your box in the pits incorrectly even can lose you quite a few seconds. I'm sure these two in front are going to have their pit stops perfected. You know, although some people may call them aliens, they are pretty much human, and they can make mistakes in the pits. I mean, we've seen it happen even at the top level. Even Jardia, who's missed his pit box quite a few times. So, yeah, if it can happen to him, it can happen to anyone. But looking down at this battle between Wanda and... oh, I think whoever was in front of him has pitted. May have been Belez, who he was battling with earlier. So Vander's still yet to serve his mandatory stop, and he gained a few positions as a result. But there's 4 drivers all pitting at the same time. Bonenberger into the pits, Curtin, Sterner and Belez all pitting at the exact same time there. And Curtin, after his drive-through, is now serving his mandatory pit stop. He's going to lose quite a few positions, I think. But let's see where he comes out on track. Let's go back to the battle between Van Hoorn and Barth, who are pretty much inseparable on track. We've seen them even in other championships, obviously both in the same team when they are in endurance races, of course. They've been pretty much inseparable on track, even in solo races, but it's pitting at the same time as well. So let's hope they don't speed into the pits. And there we go, that is Cook, who follows them through. Also, maybe speeding the pits there. He seems to have nearly got past Jan Barth, but we'll get back to those three shortly. And let's have a quick look at this replay of the incident between Van Hoorn and Cook. So here we go. See, they're coming down this back straight. Cook just up ahead in the BMW, and Carl Van Hoorn just behind. Got this triple right-hander, and onto the braking zone. And back onto the brakes once more. I think this is where they made contact. Yes, it is. Carl Van Hoorn there. I think just a bit too late on the brakes, or maybe a bit too early on the power. And you can see how much time Cook has lost due to that. Although it wasn't a heavy contact. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with that at all. Hladky into the pits. Tamas takes the race lead. What's happened there? Ivanov into the pits as well. So that makes sense. So Tamas takes the provisional race lead. Who's going to get the jump here in the pits? Can Ivanov do it? Or have they both perfected their pit stops? We shall see. Ivanov could risk not changing tyres and get the jump in the pits and take track position. But it could be a massive risk, because 5 seconds isn't a lot. You know, pitting and doing your fuel only takes 25 seconds, and then changing tyres on top of that is an extra 5 seconds. And no, looks like Ladke has held on to that position. Sidor behind Ivanov. Oh, he's lost a lot of time in the pits, has Ivanov. So maybe a bad stop there for him. And that's a shame because he's going to have to do all that work once again. And I do think both of these two have changed their tyres. So, oh, what's happened there to Alaman? He's stopped on track. Really not sure what's happened there. That's not good to see. It looks like Barton in P12 and Cosford close on track. I think Barton may be a lap down, but Cosford getting past them. Or one of these two have pitted and the other hasn't. We'll have a quick look. So, yeah, Barton hasn't pitted, Cosford has. Jan Barth into the pits, Tamas now into the pits as well. We've got Viken behind Van Hoorn, he's got Cook behind him as well. So 3-car battle for P16. We've got Jan back in the pit, so he put the wet tyres on. So that's why he's back in the pits, and he's lost so many positions there. Now is Alaman still stopped on track? That's not good to see at all. But maybe some issues going on there for Alaman. He doesn't seem to have any damage. But Osh in the provisional race lead. Let's see where he pits. He was close to Jan Barth before the pit stops, but obviously Jan's now put on. He's now had to pit twice. Osh into the pits now. That's going to put Ladke back into the race lead. Ivanov in P2. He's got Sidor very, very close behind. I believe that's Sidor. Yes, it is. And they're just getting back, getting past one of the back markers there, but Sidor within 1.3 seconds to Ivanov. So this could get an interesting fight for P2. I think Ladke's checked out here. Don't think Ivanov's going to be worrying about P1 at this moment in time. We'll go back to the battle between Viken and Cook. Lee Pro saying the quality of stream is awesome. Appreciate that, Lee. Viken closing the gap to Van Hoorn. You see that Van Hoorn very deep on the brakes. And he's lost a bit of time. He has to be careful though. Cook's not far off either. And Krauts with a drive-through penalty, unfortunately. And Ivanov with a drive-through penalty as well, so he's going to have to serve that. Oh no, he's going to lose a number of positions. McGee's going to get past, Muller's going to get past as well. We're all very late on the brakes there for Cook, almost tagging the rear end of Viken. And Viken losing, actually hasn't lost time to Van Hoorn, but Cook is closing in, and that seems to be Hooschii in front, so pretty much another 4-car battle for P15. We've had so many battles like these so far in this season, especially at Watkins Glen. We had so many packs of cars all battling it out for positions. But Hladky there has got a 7-second lead to Sidor in P2 now, and after Ivanov's drive-through penalty, he's dropped all the way down to P11, 4 seconds back behind Cosford, and that's cost him so much time here. Barton's still yet to serve his mandatory pit stop. He's going to have to do it this lap, otherwise he's going to receive a penalty for not serving his pit stop within the window. Sterner with a drive-through penalty as well. Looks like Mullard closing in the gap to McGee here, just about a second separating these two. Mullard starting P4, hasn't gained or lost any positions. He's looking to gain one here on McGee. McGee starting P5, it's up into P3 now. Bodenberger in P7, not too far behind Tamas. Just saw a glimpse of him, his Porsche in the background, and the track, the clouds clearing away, but you can see in the weather we've got rain in about half an hour. Luckily, I think his drivers just may miss the rain, and we are at an optimum track as well. And oh, we've got a Ferrari round there. I think that's Hooschii. Not too sure. Is that Sidor? No, that's not Sidor. Sidor's. Oh, that's Sterner, who's lost the car there. Was there any contact? I think there was. We'll have a quick look in a moment. But what a shame for Sterner. And I think he did come into contact with Sidor. No, it was one of the Porsches. Actually, yes, it is Sidor, because Sidor was further up the grid. He's now behind Mullard, and he's got Alessandro close behind him as well. And I think I know why. It was the pit exit there for Sterner. We'll get a quick look at what happened in just a moment. So that's cost Sidor a number of positions, and here we go. You can see now Sterner just exiting the pits here, and it's the problem with this pit exit at Misano. It's quite tricky because it dumps you right onto the racing line, but obviously Sidor was a lap ahead, so pretty much is Sterner's fault here. And you can see that there's the contact, there's a flash of the lights there from Sidor. And fortunately those two just came together. Luckily no one else got caught up with that McGee, just threading the needle there through the middle of those two. But yeah, what a shame for the both of those two. And Sidor now P4 in the thick of it. Oh, he's pretty much in a sandwich here. That seems to be Valander, who just moved out the way there. Good awareness from Valander. Mullard still hasn't been able to get past McGee here. McGee's done a great job. He's up into P2 now after that collision that Sidor had. And he is lapping faster than Mullard, so Mullard losing a lot of time there. 2/10 slower, 3/10 slower that last lap. I'm sure McGee's going to do AKM Racing proud here if he can hold on to P2. But we go to Alessandro here in the Honda. It's good to see Honda's out on track. You know, they've I believe they were buffed slightly last update, I can't quite remember, but they seem to be much more popular than they were in previous versions of Assetto Corsa. And Alessandro showing how good the Honda can be, currently sitting at P5, looking further down the field. We've got another battle going on for P14 still. Van Hoorn, Cook, Osh and Viken battling out. We'll bring that up in a second. Let's actually go to them now. Where are they? Here we go, Van Hoorn. Oh, look at that. Osh has got Viken very close behind him, almost glued to the rear bumper. He's going to have a look down the inside. It's Viken. He's going to have to be later on the brakes here. And he is. Viken trying that inside line. Osh is going to hold it around the inside. He's going to have the inside for the next corner, which is a right-hander. But no, I don't think he has. Unless he can send down the inside here. No, doesn't do that. Plays a sensible game. And Viken upper position there. Good job by him. Paul Cook very close as well to Carl Van Hoorn. I'm sure Cook's going to be wanting revenge after the contact between these two before the pit stops. Obviously not revenge as in contact, but he's going to want to get that position back. And time is running out here for Cook. He's losing time there to Van Hoorn now. A mistake there from Cook. And is Viken going to have this move done? I think he's going to slot into the slipstream. Is Viken. He's going to have a cheeky look up the inside, but no, backs out of that move. And I think Carl Van Hoorn's going to be thankful for this battle that's going on. But Viken very deep on the brakes into turn 2. And Osh trying to get back past now. But no, Viken holds on. And my god, we've got some amazing battling going on further down the field here in the mid-pack. Don't usually see this many battles going on towards the end of the race. But it's great to see here at the SimZone. And we've got battles going on all over the field, and we've now got Ivanov and Cosford battling out for P10. We'll bring that up very, very quickly here on screen. You see that Ivanov trying to get moved on here on Cosford. Let's go on board with Ivanov, shall we? That's not on board. There we go, that's better. Let's see here, just the traction control, I think limiting the Aston Martin out of the corner there. But he's going to have the slipstream. This braking zone, probably one of the most difficult here at Misano, and Cosford nearly losing the car there. The curbs making the Audi bottom out slightly, I think. But he's very lucky to have had that under control. Or should I say very skilled. It's not easy to save these big heavy GT3 cars. And Cosford's really feeling the pressure. Oh, contact between the two! And I don't think there was space there at all for Ivanov. And unfortunately, he's returned the position back there, very sportsmanlike. But yeah, there definitely wasn't space there for Ivanov. And these two have lost even more time to the drivers in front. I don't think they were close enough, especially with them battling. But good to see that Ivanov has returned the position, although it isn't mandatory to do so. It's very good sportsmanship. And good to see from Ivanov, Sidor and Mullard. Look at this. Mullard now hasn't been able to keep up with McGee. The gap's about 1.3, 1.5 seconds, fluctuating between those two. And now Sidor looking to get a podium position here, secure that final podium spot here at Misano. Enlight in the comments saying let's go Bottenberger. Where is Bottenberger currently? He's in P7, just 2/10 off of Tamas. We'll bring that battle up as well. We've got so many battles going on, it's hard to keep track of all of them, but we'll definitely have a look at that. But we've got, before we look at that, we've got, that seems to be Ivanov, who's got past Cosford. They're around the outside into turn 2, and he's got that position done. So a good move there by Ivanov. Look at this, Sidor trying everything he can to get past Mullard. But we'll bring up the battle now between Bottenberger and Tamas. I think a mistake there from Bottenberger has dropped him off about a second. But we'll definitely have a look at that battle. Sidor there, exiting the final corner. Still about 4/10 to Mullard. I know Mullard's not going to get this one up easily. Sidor, that last lap, a 10th quicker. He's really gaining through those first few corners. I think we're going to have to go on board with Sidor here. She's there very late on the brakes, but I wasn't able to get on the power early. He would have hit, he would have tagged the back of Mullard's Audi there, but look at this. The Porsche is so much quicker through the corners, and it's just losing it on the straights. They even this short straight, he's lost about a 10th or so to Mullard. Sidor's really going to have to stay in the slipstream down this back straight here. Just hear how early you can pick up the throttle here on the Porsche. It's got great acceleration, great cornering speed, but it's just straight line speed on top end that it lacks. You can see there the Audi and Mullard pulling away massively. The gap's back to 4/10 now between those two, and pretty much all of Sidor's hard work has been undone just by that straight. And Bodenberger now very, very close to Tamas. He's got the pace, he's got the speed over Tamas in the final half of this race, and Sidor into the pits. That's due to a drive-through then, and really unfortunate for Sidor. Sidor is going to lose even more time, and he's lost positions due to that contact earlier. He's now lost even more positions due to a drive-through, and that's what Misano does. Track limits are ruthless here at Misano. Paul Cook also with a drive-through down in P15, so he's going to lose more positions then. And we've had so many drivers with drive-throughs here, but it's just a shame because that would have been such a great battle. And I think Mullard obviously knew that. Oh, a big slide there for Bodenberger, but he's held it together. I've seen quite a few sliding going on, with drivers pushing the car over the limit. Isn't exactly what you want to be doing, and overdriving definitely leads to that. But Cook into the pits as well for his drive-through penalty. Just 5.5 minutes left to go of this race. Time is running out for Bodenberger to get this move done. Bodenberger really closing in through that final corner. Having a look to the inside, just showing himself in the rearview mirrors there of Tamas, and he has another look there. It's much quicker as we've seen before. The Porsche is so much quicker through the first sector. Pretty much exactly the same between Sidor and Mullard. We had Porsche fighting an Audi. But it's just on the straights where it's going to lack. Look at that. Bodenberger very, very close. He's in the slipstream. Is he going to have a look down the inside? He's going to need to be later on the brakes, but no. Settles for that position for now. And he's nearly lost the car once again. We saw that last lap. And maybe getting a bit too early on the throttle is Bodenberger. And that's where he's going to lose this time. Definitely doesn't want to keep making that mistake, otherwise he's not going to be able to get this position done. It's not going to be close enough, I don't think, into the third sector. And he's going to have to rely on getting the move done into the first and second sector. But another slide there for Bodenberger. I thought so. I think it was a bit of a slide there. Just getting the rear out, sorry, ever so slightly. Porsche, not one of the easiest cars to drive, I must say, and to really get the most out of it you have to have quite a... Oh, there's the sound bug. Sorry if that scared anyone. Definitely scared me, but yeah, to get the most out of the Porsche for a lot of these alien drivers, you've got to have quite an unstable setup, but it all comes down to driving preference as well. Zikra saying, what's the fastest lap? Fastest lap is from Hladky. It is a 1:34.135 from your race leader. Let's go to the battle for P14. That is Viken and Carl Van Hoorn. Look at this. Van Hoorn's having to go defensive, keeping the car in the middle of the track into turn 1. Is Viken going to have a look down the inside? No, he's not. I think he tried it, but had to back out of that. And the sun slightly disappearing as we are into the final 2 minutes of this race here at Misano. Viken is practically pushing Carl Van Hoorn around here. He's going to be feeling the pressure. We know the McLaren not the greatest on the curbs, so Viken with a slightly different line. to Van Hoorn. But I'm sure if he's brave enough, he can take those curbs. Obviously not the sleeping policeman, because we saw that what happened earlier when Viken took them, sent him airborne. Van Hoorn doing a good job at holding on. That last lap, Viken 2/10 quicker even. And a bit of a wiggle coming up towards the final corner. Luckily not to get onto that grass. If you do get onto that grass, pretty much get him over into the final corner. And Viken, having looked down the inside, back towards the outside there. Nice switch from Viken. And is he going to have the inside for turn 2? He is, but Van Hoorn close to the door. And I think he didn't really mean to there. So just trying to avoid Viken. But these two losing some time to Hooschii behind now. We'll have a quick look at our race leader. He has just started a lap, so he's on the final lap then. Back to this battle. What's happened to McGee? He's in the pits. Oh, it's a drive-through penalty, I think, for McGee. Or is he? No, it looks like he's stopping in his box. Yes, he's stopping in his box. So is it fuel? It could be fuel there, and that promotes Milan into P2, Alessandro into P3. These two still battling out on track. Where is this battle still? That is Van Hoorn and Viken, but that's a huge shame for McGee. I think it was definitely a few. He wouldn't have stopped in the box otherwise. Lewis stands in the comments saying, "Oh no, Lee." Kenny saying, "Unlucky as well." Yeah, really unlucky. He's going to merge. He's in P13 at the moment. I think he's going to get past. No, he's going to hold on to P13. Van Hoorn and Viken aren't going to get past. Kenny saying Van Hoorn rocking SimZone livery. No, it's not the SimZone livery. It's the Astro Racing Team livery. I believe Van Hoorn's racing team, but obviously has a SimZone logo there to represent as well, which is good to see. But didn't even realise that Hladky finishing in P1, Mullard in P2, Alessandro in P3, Norbert Tamas in P4, Bonenberger in P5, wasn't able to get that position. Then P6 for Koloksai, P7 for Witvut, P8 for Ivanov. And I'm sure Cosford's not going to be happy with that collision, but Ivanov did return the position. Sidor's going to finish in P9, also probably not happy with that result. Cosford's going to finish in P10. Kulsel is going to finish in P11. Ifan in P12. McGee in P13. And Van Hoorn in P14 here. If he can hold on, I think he's only got a few more corners to go, so he should be able to. Look how close Viken is. Is he going to try for a move? Oh, contact between the two. And, can he keep it out of the wall? He does, indeed. But where is Viken? That's not going to be good. I think it's going to be a bit of an incident report there from Van Hoorn. I'm not sure he would have liked that at all. And there we have it, your race results for Misano. Hladky in P1, Mullard in P2. And we'll quickly see if we can get an interview with these drivers. Just bear with us for a moment. Andy there in the comments saying he needs a slap. always stick in an extra lap or two, says the Lewis. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. So it's Ladky P1, Mullard in P2, and Alessandro in P3. We'll quickly grab an interview with them. Just bear with me very quickly. Okay, here we go. Let's bring up the interview screen. So, let's see if any of the drivers are up for an interview. But what a great race we had. Bit of contact, but that happens in racing, and yeah, fortunate for Lee not putting enough fuel in. But just bear with us while we wait for the drivers to join the interview waiting room, if they are up for an interview, of course. And Lee there in the comments, not happy with that. Jan Barth saying P22, he takes that after his pit stop error with wet tyres. Yeah, no, unfortunately, it's we've seen it happen before, even on console, Jan. And yeah, it happens once in a while to everyone. And Lee saying all he needed was half a lap of fuel. We've got Mullard here, and Mullard finishing in P2. Yes, I got it there. Got it in the end. Oh yeah, what a race from you. Started in P4 and obviously gaining 2 positions. Had quite a good battle with Tamas in the opening laps. You two are pretty much inseparable, but then you kind of gapped him in the second stint, I think.
Yeah, towards the end of the first stint, I think I was probably managing my tyres better, and just pulled up a little bit of a gap from him. I was trying to get past pretty much King McGee the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a good fight, and then I got a little bit lucky towards the end because I think I don't know how Side or how found himself behind me. I assume he was caught up in like an error or like a collision or something, but he was putting me under a lot of pressure, and then he got a drive through, and then I think King McGee ran out of fuel right at the end whilst we were like side by side. It would have made an epic last lap battle, but so it was a bit of a shame, but yeah, I was he let me off the hook a little bit.
Yes, you gained 2 positions there out of others' mistakes, which is good in a way, but not so good for them. And yeah, you're right, Sidor was involved in an incident with someone exiting the pit lane, and then McGee, obviously he only needed half a lap of fuel more, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm sure he's not going to be making that mistake again. But yeah, congratulations on P2, and we hope to see you again in this championship if time allows.
Yeah, no, I will be back. I'm not going on any holidays
or
for
weddings,
a while now, hopefully. So Friday evening's good for me.
Yeah, perfect. So we hope to see you back on the podium then.
Hope so. That'd be nice.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
So there we have it then, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think anyone else will join for an interview. But what great racing! If I can get my words out, what great racing we had here at Misano, and next round we have COTA, Circuit of the Americas, which we haven't raced on before here at the SimZone. It's going to be interesting, and we'll be back live for the console GT3 Championship on Sunday at 3:50 PM, so make sure to tune in for that. But from us, thank you for watching, and good night.